Alf, are we getting played? Why are you sitting like that? Hey, that's better. Thank you. Look at the people. PSA announces a price increase for their annual club membership from $99 to $149. But here's the kicker, friends. Part of their value back for raising the price is credit with none other than Fanatics Live. Fanatics Live and PSA teaming up.
School's closed. It's a holiday, you dumbasses. Whoa.
Are we all getting played here? Because doesn't it feel like it's like collectors versus Fanatics, and they're all kind of, you know, it's these two conglomerates. It's Godzilla versus King Kong. And they're trying to get a stranglehold on all things sports cards and collectibles. But what if that's not really the case? They're working together? What's going on? It's like Magneto and Professor X. It doesn't make sense. Well, I guess it sort of makes sense maybe from a business standpoint, but I'm going to go back to a rumor that I heard. Actually, it's not a rumor. It's a prediction, a very bold prediction I heard, and shout out goes to Joe Day on the Mike's Retro Trading Card YouTube channel. Make sure to check him out, by the way. And he actually had a bold take that Fanatics makes a play to buy collectors. And I know, I'm talking about Collectors Inc., Collectors Universe, whatever, the Nat Turner company. Because it's like, oh, you know, Fanatics wants to get into grading, but what, are they going to try to buy into CGC or into Beckett, which has all the complications of Beckett? Or are they going to go for the mothership? And that would be PSA and SGC underneath the Collectors umbrella. Now, I don't know what the valuation is currently for Collectors, the company Collectors. And I know that Nat Turner loves cards and he loves being in the space and all that stuff. But he also has a lot of partners too. You know, Nat Turner's a part of a larger venture capital group that bought into all this stuff. I know he loves cards, but I wonder if he loves it as much now that he's in the middle of it. You know, it's one thing when you're a collector like Nat Turner and you got all the, got the green PMG Jordan and you got all the 90s goodness and you're swimming in all the 90s goodness. But now you get on social media and people call you dumb all day and like, hey, I haven't gotten my cards in 37 days. Where are you at, Nat Turner? I wonder if there's a piece of him that's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind just like being a collector again on the outside. Let other people deal with this. Let Michael Rubin have his $100 billion collectibles company and own the grading space, which essentially Michael Rubin would if he took over Collectors. And that is a bold take. Again, I will give credit to where I heard this take, and that was Joe Day. Joe Day had that bold take. When he said that, I was like, yeah, Joe, you're crazy, whatever. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's just too big of a company. But I think Fanatics is like a $40, $50 billion company or something like that. Could Michael Rubin pull it off? If anybody could pull it off, it would be him. It would be him. The guy acquires everything. He acquires everything. Maybe he was trying to get SGC. There was some speculation around that. Obviously, he's been trying to get a hold of Panini. Whether that happens or not now, we don't know. But would it be a shock? It would be a shock just because Collector's such a massive company. And honestly, it'd be weird for me to see Nat Turner kind of get out of the space. But if I think about it more, like I said, the guy likes to collect cards. Now that he's on the inside, this was a guy, Nat was complaining about PSA 5 years ago. 5, 6, 7 years ago, he was complaining. Now he's on the inside running the company. And here we are. You know, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward. This is a partnership that I did not see coming, and a lot of people will say like, oh, this is nothing. This is just, you know, them getting together to do a little collaboration in an industry that doesn't really have a lot of players. So yeah, of course they're going to work together. And Fanatics Live, pretty desperate to get traction in the space. They've signed on a lot of people, but Whatnot right now is the king of live streaming. You got other companies like Drip that are out there that are competing, and you got Loop and some of the other companies. But, you know, Whatnot right now is #1 in the live streaming space for buying, selling, whatever. But we all know Fanatics Live looking to gain traction, and so they've made this deal. Another thing I saw, curated content in this announcement coming from PSA. I thought that was interesting. They do have a cool magazine, of course, that they send around, but curated content. Are we going to see more of the content space? Is PSA going to attempt to do more of their content? They've got like their PSA card podcast and different things. So they're going to look to get into more of the card content space. That'll be interesting to watch. But what do you all think? Is this just the beginning of things to come? Is this a nothing burger where, hey, look, they got together for a little thing. It's just a little credit. It means nothing. Or could it mean a larger relationship moving forward? And Michael Rubin pulls off what many would think is kind of impossible, buying collectors and owning the grading space along with everything else. If there's one thing that we've learned, you know, the guy that came in the middle of the night and took all of the pro licenses away from Panini in a quick swoop, I would not underestimate Michael Rubin at all in these types of circumstances. It would not be a shock to me, even though it would be an absolutely massive deal to buy collectors. It's not impossible. So we will have to see, my friends. But bottom line, the annual price for the club, for the PSA club, $149 instead of $99. What does it mean? Is it a prerequisite for other things? We will find out. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.